Hi, my name is Rebecca and welcome to Yarn and Pajamas. Today is Crochet Podcast number 16. So the only finished objects I have to show you guys are my squares from my hashtag make-alongs. But I have been working, I have been crocheting, I just didn't get anything finished. So I'm going to go ahead and show you these squares. I've already talked about them in other videos, so I won't go into too much detail about them here. So the first square I have is for my hashtag Movie and Stitch. It's the letter O, and the pattern is Maria's Blue Crayon, Granny Square 2.0, and the Mood Glue blog is the appliques for the letters, and those are both free patterns. I used Red Heart, Super Saver, and Amethyst for the square, and then for the letters I used I Love This Yarn and Fruit Salad. So there's that, and I always use a 6mm hook to make those squares with, and I go around 8 times for the block, the square. So my next blocks are from my hashtag, or not mine, but from the hashtag 3D for You and Me make along, and I have 3 squares. I have this cute little jellyfish square. This is paint box cotton DK with a 4mm hook. So there's that one. And on this one, because I done some embroidery on it, I made like a backing to go on it so that, you know, the back of the blanket doesn't show like that work. I made just a plain square for the blanket. It's not really part of the make along, but at the end I'm going to use my squares to make a blanket, and I would like some solid color blocks. So there's that one, and then I've got a whale as well, and this is the same paint box cotton DK with a 4mm hook, and because I did do some embroidery, I did put just a patch on the back to cover all of that up. So got that all done, and my next thing I want to talk about is my works in progress. Now, I have been working, I have been crocheting, but I was on vacation last week. I did crochet. I crocheted on the way there. I crocheted little bits here and there while I was there. But I tried to take projects with me that didn't require a lot of attention, because I did go with 2 of my nephews, and they are quite young, like 10, 11, 12, around that age, so you know how rambunctious boys are. So I didn't want anything that required a lot of concentration, I guess. So I took like mindless crochet projects, or things that had a lot of repeats. So the first thing that I took was living here in my Tea Doddles bag. Some of you may remember this is my advent calendar, which is, I made me some notes this time because I would never really remember what things are really called, so I wrote it down this time. So this is the Caron Countdown to Christmas Crochet Advent Calendar, and it is a free pattern on yarnspirations.com. And if you guys remember, I have been working on the canvas for it, and I have gotten quite a bit done. I'm still not done yet. Let's get it out here. Oh, my hook hasn't caught. I won't let it go. Oh, good, okay. So this little pink doohickey here is where I was the last time that I showed you guys. Look how much I got finished. Got quite a bit finished. I measured it out. I got 12 inches finished. So all the way down here is where I was when I started working back on it, because it was a, you know, a WIP from a long time ago. So here's what I've gotten done completely from the time that I've started working on it. So I did measure the complete thing that I have finished, and it is 30 inches, and I need, according to the pattern, 37 inches. So I'm almost there, but I don't know. I'm trying to pull out some yarn here. I put me a marker in so that I don't, I can't get it all in, but it's just plain. This color is Caron Off-White, Caron Simply Soft Off-White, and it is just single crochets back and forth. So I did have this done once upon a time, but I had dropped stitches on the ends, and I ripped it all back out, almost all the way to the beginning, back where that horse stitch marker was. That's where I ripped it back to, and I've put stitch markers on the ends so that I'm not losing stitches anymore, because if I mess this one up again, I'm probably just give up on it. But that's here, and I'm going to continue working on this. I done most of that in the car ride, what time I wasn't sleeping, down and back. So yeah. Okay, so the next thing that I have that I've been working on is my doily, and it is called the Beggar's Night Ball. And the lady who designed the pattern, her name is Betty Stevens, and her Etsy store, which I will put links for everything down below, just so you guys can find it if you want to go look at it or something like that. But I'm not affiliated with anybody, no affiliates whatsoever. Okay, just want to get that out there. But Betty Stevens designed this pattern, and her Etsy shop is called BJ's Crochet Cottage. So this was one of the patterns that I've had for a long time. I bought it a couple years ago, I believe, like back in 2017 or 18. So, and when I found out that it was using this cotton thread, I was like, oh, I can't do that. But I am using Aunt Lydia's crochet thread classic 10 for it, and right now I'm using the color silver, and I've gotten quite a bit more done. It doesn't look like it because it's so small, but as you can see, I think I was like maybe on the first or second row, but I have gotten quite a bit more done. I only actually have in this silver part, I've got right here's where I stopped at, and the yellow is, the red's where I stopped, yellow's where I started. I have that much more to go of this round and one more round, and then I can block this part, and I'll start on the lady in the ball gown. So I will take a picture of this, like kind of spread it out a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. But it is living here as I'm working on it in a No Catchy Name zipper bag. I really like it, and I've been using a number 0 steel hook, a 1.75 millimeter hook, and it's been going quite well. I have made a few mistakes, and like it would probably be finished, the gray part anyways, the silver part, but like I'll go around and I'll be like, oh my gosh, I forgot to do my chain 2s in between those, or I forgot to do my chain 5s, and then I'll have to rip out and go back to where I messed up and then start over again. I've done that like 3 times, and it's always forgetting like my chains. I don't know what I was doing, what I was thinking, but that's living here, and I'm going to continue. I hope to get this done. And I did forget to tell you this advent calendar. I'm using a 5mm hook, an H hook on that one. So there's that. And then I did start a new project. Pretty much right after the last podcast episode. I had talked about I wanted to make the spirit board blanket. It was another one of the patterns that I had bought from Etsy and then never made because it was Tunisian crochet and I'd never done that before. But I bought me some hooks and I was going to practice. But I sat down and I was like, you know what, I'm just going to jump in feet first. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? You know, I don't like it and I move on. But guess what? I did a whole lot. So I did start the spirit board blanket. And I am, looks like in the middle of picking up some stitches here on my hook. But here is what I have finished. And you know, it's like curled a little bit, but let's see, I've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh man, the curling messed me up. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22. I'm on my 24th row. And so far it's going pretty good. I mean, yeah. It's a little bit different, getting used to it, but yeah. So I am using a number 8mm crochet Tunisian hook, and I believe that I have just a 14-inch cable thing on it. This is yarn, Red Heart. The yarn is Red Heart Super Saver, or Red Heart Stripes in Fruit Stripe. So I believe it's as close as to I could get to the color that the lady uses in the pattern. Oh, and the pattern is called, I'm sorry, Spirit Board Crochet Pattern with the cross stitch pattern included. And it is a paid for pattern. I bought it from Spider Lily Creations on Etsy, and I'll put a link down below. But it uses the Tunisian simple stitch, and it really is simple. Like I watched a few videos on it, and right away it's like, and it's so addicting because you're like, oh, just one more row, as I sat here and pick up some stitches. But there's that. I had a lot of fun. I tried to work on this some in the car as we were going down to Orange Beach, but I don't know if it was just sometimes I get car sick, and it wasn't good. I started feeling like nauseous and stuff. So I switched over to the advent calendar, and then I was just fine. I did have to take some Dramamine though, because like I said, I get car sick quite a bit. Okay, so I believe that is all that I've been working on. Yeah, so I mean, not really a whole lot, but I've been working, I've been crocheting every day. I found that when I was on vacation, I didn't crochet as much as like what I normally do, and I found I didn't like that. I like, throwing some stitches around, so yeah, I like, I need to do some more crochet. I'm gonna take a drink of tea because let me tell you, it's hotter than a $2 pistol up here today. And I made me an iced tea before I come up here. Do you guys like iced tea? I really like this, and again, this isn't promotional or anything like that, but this Pure Leaf unsweetened iced tea is so good. 2 Splendas and a True Lemon, and so good, love it. I felt like maybe I've told you guys that before. I don't know, I probably have if I've drank it, because I just recently discovered it. I always made my own tea, like some sun tea or whatever, But I recently discovered that because I quit drinking pop and I needed that caffeine because caffeine headaches are the worst, am I right? So I started drinking that to kind of help with it, and then I was just like, man, this is so good, so kept right on. So now I'm just blabbing now, so I'm just gonna keep on keeping on here. Okay, so I do have, these aren't like really announcements or anything like that, but I did create a Facebook group, and I'll put a link for it down below. It's, you know, Yarn and Pajamas. If anybody wants to go join it, you know, you're welcome to come and join it. I thought that maybe that would be the easiest way to, if you wanted to share like what you're working on, or, you know, just share a little bit of your life with me, like I'm, you know, doing with you guys. And I thought that that might be the easiest way. Now, I'm not very Facebook proficient. Is that the word? Proficient? Like, I don't really know how to use it all that well. So if you do join, just bear with me because I'm just kind of learning. I'm asking people, you know, stuff like that. So I did ask you know, a few people about like how setting up the group. So yeah, so just, you know, remember that, bear with me. I'm not very technical like that. And then another thing that I wanted to talk about is, do any of you guys do that fetch rewards, you know, where you like take a picture of your receipt and then you get points, and then you can trade the points in for like gift cards or whatnot? Well, I've been doing the fetch for, it's been over a year now. You know, I don't specifically like go out and buy this stuff because it's like you get extra points for certain things. I don't do that. I just, you know, snap receipts, like as I, you know, I gotta go to the Walmart or whatever and get toilet paper. You know, I buy my brand of toilet paper. I don't buy like specifically to get the points. But I've been saving it. Long story. I feel like I'm rambly today. But anywho, if you do not do fetch and it's something that you're interested in, I'm gonna leave my friend code, I guess is what it's called, down below, that if you so choose to sign up for it, I would greatly appreciate it if you would use my friend code. I have been trying to get to that 50,000 points for like over a year now, and I'm like so close. And so when you sign up using my friend thing, like you get 2,000 bonus points, and then I'll get 2,000 bonus points. So I thought maybe, you know, if anybody's interested, don't go and do it, you know, unless it's something that you want to do. But a person I work with, you know, told me about it or whatever, and I was like, oh, I can take a picture of, you know, a receipt or whatever. It doesn't take a whole lot of your time. So I've been, you know, slowly collecting points, and I'm like about 6,000 points away from my goal of 50,000, so that I could trade it in for, you know, me a $50 gift card somewhere. But I'm just gonna leave it down below. And again, I'm not sponsored by them or affiliated with Fetch Rewards in any way. I just use it. I've never redeemed a card before. I know people that have redeemed them, and everything's worked fine. So I don't think it's like any like scammer thing. And plus, I seen a commercial for Fetch Rewards on YouTube the other day when I was watching somebody's video, because I was like, oh my god, I do Fetch Rewards. And then that's what put it in my mind. I was like, oh my god, I'll let them know my friend's code down below. So that's down there if anybody chooses to do it, and you don't mind, you know, signing up with my friend's code. But don't feel obligated, I guess is what I'm trying to say, you know. Yeah. Okay, I do have more to talk about. I feel very rambly today. So, we're going to talk about some upcoming stuff, some things that I plan to work on. So, I plan to get that canvas finished by the next time that I talk to you guys in a podcast. I want that canvas finished. I have 7 inches to go. I figure I can get that done in 2 weeks. I have to be able to. I'll put on some house, on Amazon Prime and just burn through a couple episodes of House and get that 7 inches knocked out there. And then, I mean, I would love to have the border on it as well, but I'm not going to push it, you know. So my goal is, by the next time I talk to you guys in podcasts, I want to have that canvas done. I want to show you guys that I have that canvas done. So that's one of my upcoming things. The other upcoming thing is I want to work more on the spirit board blanket, because I can do that and watch TV at the same time. And I also want to start these Mickey and Minnie gnomes. I'll put in a picture right here of them. My friend wants me to make them for her. Oh, excuse me. See, burping again. It's that tea. Oh, I didn't burp. Yeah, and you all seen it. I didn't burp until I drank that tea. But she wants me to make those for her, and she wanted them before October. So I thought, there's 2 gnomes, so I need to start now. And that is a paid-for pattern at Pam Pinot's store. And I haven't been to her Etsy store in a while, but she generally has like 60 and 70% off sales on her things. So on her patterns, I've got quite a few of her patterns, and that's how I got them, was during her sales. So I want to do that. And then, oh, this is exciting. See, now my nose is starting to run, so I'm gonna, sorry. Me and Terry at Yarn Joy Podcasts are going to be doing a collaboration on Stitch Your Library, and it's going to start sometime next month in September, and it's going to be so much fun because I have all of these patterns, like books, I have magazines, I have digital patterns that are downloaded and just sitting in a file on my computer. So I have like this extensive library. I know I say extensive, but I know that people's are probably bigger. But throughout the years, I've collected all of these books and stuff, and I very rarely make patterns from it. I talked to you guys about this once before, about how I went back on Etsy and was like, I'm not made this, I'm not made this, and you know, wanting to do more with the patterns that I have, because what's the sense in buying the patterns if you're never going to make them, you know? It's like, why waste your money? But it's like, you just have to have it because you're like, I may want to make that. So that's what I'm going to do with Cherry in September. We are still, you know, talking to each other about how we want to do it, so that's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope that a lot of people will join us and start stitching your library. So that'll be fun. And then another thing I was thinking about was maybe participating, and I know this is quite a bit a ways, but participating in Vlogmas. But see, the thing is my life is not very exciting. I go to work, come home, usually, you know, cook something for dinner, take the dogs out, and then crochet, watch TV, and rinse and repeat, you know. Then on the weekends, sometimes, you know, I go thrifting, or, you know, do other things or whatever. But I thought maybe that I could do something like how Terry at Yarn Joy does hers. Like, she has it like a specific thing that she does every day. Like right now she's doing Vlogmas, and she's making backpack buddies. So I thought, you know, like along those lines, like have something specific that I do every day. I don't know. I mean, what are your all's thoughts? And I have one more thing. I need a recommendation. So my nephew has requested that I make him a hat, like a boggin, and he wants it in Hunter's Orange because he is a hunter. And I need a yarn that is the color like for Hunter's Orange. So if anybody out there knows like a yarn, a good yarn that I could get that would be serve that purpose, please let me know. If you've made one, like a hat for a hunter before, and like hunter's orange or whatever. Let me know what yarn you used. I tried to like Google it, and I kept getting this website in Canada, and the people were talking about, but they won't ship to the US, so I'm like, ugh. So if anybody has any recommendations, I would greatly appreciate it, because I told him that I would make him the hat, and that's something else that I want to do, is make that hat for him. And I'll need to do it fairly soon, because I'm sure that some kind of hunting season is going to come in soon. And winter is upon us, I guess. So sad. But it is hot. It's like, why can't we just stay in like a perpetual fall? A perpetual autumn. That would be nice. Okay, well, I'm gonna go. I held you all hostage long enough. So I will talk to you guys later. And you guys have a good couple weeks. Stay safe and stay cool. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.